Shawn. Thanks for tuning in. So today's video is going to be about self myofascial release, or another form of stretching aside from static, PNF, and dynamic stretching. In my opinion, self myofascial release is one of the most underrated and cost-effective ways to stretch versus going to a chiropractor or a masseuse or anything of that nature, depending on the extremity of your situation. So many of you have probably seen this before. It's a typical foam roller. This one in particular is from a brand called Trigger Point. It's a blend between a deep tissue foam roller and a standard foam roller. As you can see, the ridges here for deep tissue, as they dig a little bit deeper into the muscle to break out deeper knots that may build up from exercising, sitting down, or just moving through your day-to-day life. The flatter end is a little less intense. So in my opinion, if it's your first time ever foam rolling, I would suggest maybe going to Five Below and getting one of these for $5, where the whole texture is soft versus one that has the ridges in it. So just gonna show you guys a couple different exercises or stretches that you can do at home using a foam roller. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into this video. So the first muscle group that we're gonna target today is gonna be the lower body. Of course, as most of us know, sitting at a desk, our hip flexors, our glutes, our hamstrings, our quads, and all those things can get tight. And typically those are the things that restrict most of our movement. So the first stretch that we're gonna do using this foam roller is gonna be to roll out our hamstrings, or the back part of our leg. So what you wanna do, get in a comfortable position on a flat, stable surface. Go ahead and take your foam roller, place it not directly under where your knee bends, but a little bit before. You're gonna place this opposite leg over here to balance yourself, hold yourself in place. You can also utilize your hands. Slightly lift yourself up, and you're just gonna roll until you find a tight spot. Now, what I see a lot of people do when they're foam rolling is this. And that's not giving the muscle enough time to release. It's really not stretching you out. It's kind of just rolling, basically. And that is not the goal of foam rolling. What you wanna do is find a tight spot where it's knotted, and you wanna hold for at least 25 seconds. This gives you time to, it gives time for your muscle to reset back to its optimal position and get rid of those knots. So remember, a key thing to remember is just breathe. Slow, deep breaths. And like I said, you wanna hold for about 25 seconds and then repeat the process. Now, some people might not be as tight in certain areas versus others. So it's up to you to gauge about how long you need to hold on that roller. So once you find one tight spot and you hold for a couple seconds, you hold and release, you do the same process over again. So I found another knot here for me. So I'm just gonna hold for a second, give my body and my muscles time to relax and release back to the position it was in before it got knotted up. Remember, just breathe. Good. Now remember, whatever you do to one side, you always want to do to the opposite side, just to stay balanced. So again, you want to use the opposite leg to plant into whatever surface you're sitting on. Use these arms. You can either do straight arm or you can lean back on your forearms, whatever's comfortable for you. Again, you just want to roll till you find a tight area in the muscle, and then hold for about 25 seconds. And then always remember to breathe. Again, roll till you find a tight spot, and then just hold and breathe. Like I said, the amazing thing about having a foam roller is simply you can take it anywhere. As you can see, this one really isn't that big. You can literally stick it in a backpack. Take it to the basketball court, which you stretch out before you start running, doing strenuous activities. You can take one to work with you, have it at your desk. You get like a little 5-10 minute break in between phone calls or clients or whatever your job may be, and roll out. I know it'll especially be good for those who experience lower back pain. We'll get to those stretches a little bit later in the video, but having a foam roller at your desk definitely major key. So once you rolled out the hamstrings, the next muscle group that we want to focus on is going to be our quads. Now quads are pretty much going to be stretched out the same way. Your quad muscle is a muscle here in the front of your leg. A little bit of anatomy for you guys. Again, you take your roller slightly above the knee, and then you're just going to lay on your foam roller. Once you land on your foam roller, try to keep the back neutral. Don't arch the head like this. That'll cause some misalignment in your spine and your kinetic chain, and that can cause more injury. So head in a neutral position, you can keep the head down. Again, use the forearms to plant yourself, and then just kind of let your body move back and forth. Push the hips back. Try to keep that back flat and stable. And then again, wherever you find a tight spot inside that quad, just hold for about 25 seconds to remember to breathe. Remember, slow deep breaths are the best way to go, as it puts our body in a more relaxed position, and it gives our muscles more time to relax versus being tight and tense. And it also helps with the stretching on the foam roller. If you're an athlete, I would definitely suggest you throwing these foam rolling stretches in at the end of your workout, or even on a rest day or active recovery day where you're not lifting heavy, but you're still, doing some mobility work and things of that nature. It's just gonna help your body recover a little bit better and lengthen those muscles back out. So again, what you do to one side, you always wanna do to the other. So again, foam roller slightly above the knee, head down in a neutral position so you're not hurting your spine, and then we're just rolling. Find a tight spot. Like I said, it might vary from person to person, and just take a couple deep breaths. Keep rolling down until you find another tight spot. Hold. And relax. Well, like I said, depending on who you are, what you do for work, and just how your day-to-day activities are, you may need to do a couple of longer sessions on certain muscle groups, but that's what you do for your quads. The next muscle group that we're going to focus on is going to be your lumbar spine or the lower back here. I know a lot of people with desk jobs tend to hunch over like this or slouch over, have tight hip flexors from sitting down in seats all day, so it's tight inside here. Some of those muscles tend to pull on other muscles, which can cause lower back tightness. So to alleviate that lower back tightness, this is what we're going to do. Go ahead, put the foam roller at the base of your back. Now I see a lot of people just leaning back over like that. You don't want to do that, because you're going to hyperextend your back, and that can cause more trouble and even more irritation and cause you more pain. So what you want to do is pick which side you want to stretch out first. For me, it's going to be my right side, at the side facing the camera. Put the foam roller at the small of your back. Slightly rotate over like you're twisting, keeping those legs parallel and forward. And then lean back, use the offhand for support. Slightly lift the hips, and then roll. Now, this is going to target one side. Of course, you're going to have to do the other side too, but this is the best way of doing it so you're not incurring any more injury on that lower back. So again, you want to find a tight spot, hold, and take a couple deep breaths. And once you find a spot and you hold for a couple seconds, find another one. Again, like I said, whatever you do to one side, you always want to do to the other. So again, feet parallel in front of you, sort of just like you're standing up. Foam roller at the small of your back, right at the back. Lean, rotate like you're trying to do a Russian twist. Back arm is for support. Slightly lift the hips and roll. Find a tight spot. Roll again. See where it's tight. Then hold. Make sure you're breathing. Perfect. And this is something that you can do if you have even limited space at your job, maybe like a desk area where you can kind of get on the floor real quick and then lay on your roller. The next muscle group that we're going to focus on is going to be our calves. Now, if you're a runner or anybody who plays basketball or simply just walking, or women that even wear high heels, you know your muscle stays in the flex position where you're on its heels. So this stretch would be great for y'all. Or even my men too, like I said, if you play sports and you run a lot, athletes tend to have really tight hamstrings, quads, calves, and all that stuff. So if you want to stretch your calves out, same thing. Just put the roller down, place it right before the ankle tendon, and you want to roll just about before you get to the middle of the knee. And you just, again, find tight spots. And then you just hold. You can kind of turn the foot outwardly to hit another part of the calf muscle. And then you can also rotate the leg inwardly, or the ankle inwardly, to hit the calf. Again, like I said, just find a tight spot, hold for about 25 seconds, be sure to breathe. Then again, roll. So you find another tight spot and hold. And relax. Same thing to the opposite leg. Just roll it. Find a tight spot, hold it. And the final lower body stretch that I want to show you guys that you can do with a foam roller is going to target those glutes. So for this one, you're going to want to sit on the actual foam roller, preferably, and then cross one leg over your knee. And then depending on which glute you're trying to work, you want to rotate to that side. So I'm aiming to, oops, almost fell. I'm aiming to stretch the left side of my glute. So I'm gonna cross at this knee, and again, I'm gonna rotate this hip over, and then I'm gonna roll on the roller. And that's tight already. So once you're tight on the roller, using your hands and stuff to balance, you're just gonna hold for about 20-25 seconds once you find a tight spot. And then you're gonna roll. Good. Ooh, boy, these glutes is tight. Sheesh. Go for the other cheek. Gotta get both the cheeks. All right, so again, sit on the roller, cross one leg over, rotate over to the side that you want to stretch. We're gonna be targeting this right side because this is the side that's on the roller. This side is elevated, as you can see. And then we're just gonna roll. You can keep that foot flat if you need to, or you can rotate it over. But once you find a tight spot, hold for about 25 seconds, and I found mine. Ideally, people ask me all the time, Shawn, how often should I foam roll? Is it bad to stretch every day? Blase, blase, blase. In my opinion, I feel like you should definitely stretch maybe 3 to 4 times a week, like stretching routines, as far as like a follow along one like this. But as far as when it comes to stretching period, I think you should stretch every day from when you wake up, just to get the muscles limber and loose to get your day started. And even at the end of the day, from our muscles being tight from working all day or performing any type of activities, you want to loosen those muscles up to make sure you stay flexible to prevent yourself from being injured in the future. So every day is a good day to stretch. If you're gonna do like a mobility routine or something like that, I would suggest maybe like 3 to 4 times a week. But that completes the lower body stretches for the day. Hope you guys learned something that you can utilize in your day-to-day activities. Definitely comment your favorite stretch of the sessions or the series that we posted. If you guys haven't followed me yet on Instagram, check me out. We're doing a month-long stretching challenge with different information, quizzes, and even prizes that you can earn at the end of the month. For more details on that, check me out. I have everything linked below. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep doing great work. Catch y'all next time. Peace.